If you are over 65 and drink coffee every morning, there is something most doctors never mention. Because for more than 20 years, researchers have been studying a simple powder that may help protect muscle, memory, balance, and energy. Yet almost nobody over 65 is using it. Not because it is expensive, not because it is hard to find, but because of one misconception that has quietly kept older adults away from one of the most researched supplements in the world. Most people believe it is only for young athletes, and that single belief may be costing you muscle, energy, mental sharpness, and independence every single day. Stay with me, because what you're about to learn may genuinely change how you think about aging. This is not about bodybuilding. This is not about getting bigger or lifting heavier or anything you would associate with a gymnasium. This is about what happens inside aging muscle, inside an aging brain, and inside aging bones when one specific compound your body produces naturally begins to run low. And after 65, it runs low in almost everyone. The powder I'm talking about is one of the most studied supplements in the world. Researchers have been examining its effects on older adults for more than 2 decades. Yet most people over 65 avoid it entirely because they believe it is only for athletes. It is not. The powder is creatine. And before you dismiss it, give me 2 minutes, because what the research actually shows in adults over 65 is very different from what most people assume. Your body produces creatine naturally. It is made in your liver and kidneys from amino acids you get through food, primarily meat and fish. Creatine is stored in your muscles and your brain. Its job is to rapidly regenerate energy at the cellular level. When your muscles need to fire quickly, when your brain needs to retrieve information, creatine is the compound that makes that possible in the critical first few seconds. Here's the problem. After the age of 60, your body produces less creatine. Your dietary intake often decreases because older adults tend to eat less meat and fish, and your muscles become less efficient at storing what little creatine you do produce. The result is a quiet, gradual energy deficit at the cellular level. Your muscles fatigue faster. They recover more slowly. They respond less efficiently to the effort you put in. And most people assume this is simply aging. It is not only aging, it is partly a creatine deficit. And that is a very different thing, because a deficit can be addressed. The first benefit is the one most directly connected to your independence: muscle preservation. After 65, adults lose between 1 and 2% of their muscle mass every single year without intervention. Physical therapists call this sarcopenia, and it is the single greatest physical threat to independence in older adults. A large review of studies on older adults found that those who supplemented with creatine while doing resistance exercise gained significantly more muscle mass and strength than those who exercised without it. Here's what that means in real life. The exercises you are already doing, the walking, the chair exercises, the daily movement, become more effective. Your muscles respond more efficiently, they recover faster, and the strength you build stays with you longer. Physical therapists who work with older adults over 65 describe creatine as one of the few supplements where the evidence genuinely matches the real-world results they see in their patients. This is not a miracle, but it is meaningful. And for an older adult trying to stay strong and independent, meaningful is everything. And here's where this becomes even more important, because the next benefit follows directly from stronger muscles, but it goes further than most people expect. Falls are the leading cause of injury-related death in adults over 65, and the research on creatine and fall prevention is quietly significant. Studies on older adults show that creatine supplementation improves lower body strength and functional performance, including the specific tests physical therapists use to assess real-world fall risk. Here's what this means in real life.
Falls do not happen because someone is generally weak. They happen because one muscle fails at one critical moment, the fraction of a second when your foot catches on a rug, when the pavement shifts unexpectedly, when your balance tips and your legs need to respond immediately. Creatine fuels the rapid energy system your body uses in that exact fraction of a second. Stronger muscles, faster response, better balance. Think about the last time you caught yourself mid-stumble. That recovery ran through your legs and your nervous system in less than a second. Creatine supports that system directly. The third benefit is the one that surprises most people the most, and I want you to try something for a moment before I explain it. Imagine you are sitting with someone you have known for years, a friend, a family member. You're mid-sentence and suddenly the name disappears. You can see the face, you can feel the memory, but the word will not come. You wait, you search, and eventually it surfaces, or it does not. That moment runs through the same energy system we've been talking about. Your brain is one of the highest energy-consuming organs in your body, and just like your muscles, your brain relies on creatine to rapidly regenerate energy at the cellular level, particularly during tasks that require focus, memory retrieval, and processing speed. Research on older adults found that creatine supplementation improved memory performance significantly, and the effects were strongest in adults over 66, which researchers believe reflects the greater baseline creatine deficit in this group. Finding words mid-sentence easier, following a conversation without losing the thread, remembering names, appointments, and details with less effort.
These are not small things. These are the daily experiences that tell you your mind is still sharp, still reliable, still yours. You are not imagining the mental fog that creeps in after 65. Your brain is running on less fuel than it used to, and creatine is one of the few compounds with genuine evidence for addressing that directly. And the next benefit surprised even the researchers studying it. Most people have never associated creatine with bone health, but the connection is direct. After 65, bone loss accelerates in both men and women, and research on older adults shows that those who combined creatine supplementation with resistance training improved bone mineral density more than those who exercised without it. The mechanism is simple. Creatine supports stronger muscle contractions. Stronger contractions place more mechanical load on the bones they attach to, and bone responds to that load by maintaining and building density. Your bones are living tissue. They respond to the demands placed on them. Creatine helps you place greater demands on them safely and consistently. The fifth benefit is the one most people notice first: energy. Not the jittery artificial energy of stimulants, not a spike followed by a crash, but a quiet, sustained reduction in the fatigue that accumulates throughout the day. Most people who begin supplementing with creatine report that within 2 to 4 weeks they notice they are less tired after ordinary activity, grocery shopping, gardening, walking upstairs, tasks that used to leave them needing to sit down and rest. This is cellular energy becoming more available to the tissues that need it most. And when your body is less fatigued, everything else improves. Your movement is more confident, your thinking is clearer, your mood is better, and your motivation to stay active increases. Fatigue is one of the most underestimated barriers to healthy aging, and creatine addresses it at the cellular level where it begins. The sixth benefit is the one researchers are still exploring, but the early evidence is meaningful: mood. Depression in adults over 65 is significantly underdiagnosed. Emerging research suggests creatine may help support mood by improving brain energy availability. A brain running low on cellular energy is more vulnerable to low mood and emotional fatigue. This is not a replacement for professional mental health support or prescribed medication. If you are experiencing depression, speak with your physician.
But for older adults dealing with the low-grade fatigue and emotional flatness that often accompanies aging, the emerging evidence here is genuinely encouraging. So, how do you actually use this? Which type? Creatine monohydrate. Not creatine HCl, not buffered creatine, not any premium variation marketed at a higher price. Creatine monohydrate is the form used in virtually all of the research. It is the most studied, the most proven, and the least expensive. Generic brands are identical to premium brands. The compound is the compound. How much? 3 to 5 grams per day, every day. You do not need a loading phase. You do not need to cycle on and off. Simply 3 to 5 grams daily, taken consistently. 1 level teaspoon is approximately 5 grams. When? Timing matters less than consistency, but the easiest approach for most people is adding it to their morning coffee. Creatine monohydrate dissolves easily in warm liquid. It is virtually tasteless. You will not notice it in your coffee. What to expect? In the first week, your muscles may feel slightly fuller. This is water being drawn into the muscle cells as creatine stores increase. This is normal and expected. It is not bloating. It is your muscles beginning to work more efficiently. Within 2 to 4 weeks, most people notice reduced fatigue during daily activity. Within 4 to 8 weeks, combined with regular movement and resistance exercise, most people notice meaningful improvements in strength, energy, and mental clarity. One quick note. If you have kidney disease or take medications, talk with your doctor before starting creatine. For healthy older adults, research consistently shows it is safe at normal doses. Staying strong after 65 is not about luck. It is about information. And the more you understand how your body works, the more control you keep over your future. You did not come to this channel looking for shortcuts. You came here because you want to stay strong, stay sharp, stay independent, stay present for the people who matter to you. The research on creatine has been building for more than 20 years, and for 20 years, most of it sat in journals, while the people who needed it most never heard about it. You heard about it today. Talk to your doctor, ask the questions, make an informed choice. Your body still responds to the right signal. The only question is whether you give it one or quietly let strength fade. If this kind of research-based information is helpful to you, consider subscribing, because every week we break down the science that helps you stay strong, stay sharp, and stay independent. No products to sell, no miracle claims, no shortcuts, just the information your body and your brain need to keep doing what you need them to do. Subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.